Hello and welcome back to sim.bc where it is 11:46, just quarter to 12, and I'm beginning school at 1:30. And I've had, must have been one of the worst mornings ever since I arrived here. Not in the way that I'm feeling bad or what, mentally. No, but not that I'm like physically ill or anything like that. I'm not sick. I'm not. Well, I have a bit of a cold going on, but that seems to be a continuous thing. Uh, but I'm feeling a bit like worse in a way that I'm feeling unproductive. That is because yesterday, before I went to sleep, I had this brilliant idea that, oh, I'm gonna go out tomorrow and I'm going to go to the gym. And usually that's something that is not that big of a deal for me. I know that many people, or rather, I've seen the meme going around that there is a lot of people that identify with setting plans for the day tomorrow. Like, oh, tomorrow I'm gonna make my life turn around. Maybe that's a bit ambitious, but I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, tomorrow I'm gonna go to the gym, or tomorrow I'm gonna go do homework in the morning, or whatever and whatnot, and then they don't do it. Now, that's something that has been kind of unrelatable for me because I usually go up and do things. But today, oh my world, I had this huge idea that I was gonna go up at 8:30, and then I was gonna have some breakfast, go to the gym, and then study for a bit whilst making breakfast, record, and then send a few emails and then go to school. Now, what actually ended up happening was that I woke up, went up, and saw that I had no breakfast. And I was like, dude, how am I going to survive the gym without breakfast? And I was criminally tired. So I just felt like, you know what? I'm gonna sleep. Just for a while, just for a while. Ended up sleeping until what, 10:30. Woke up and I was like, okay, so it's too late to go to the gym now. Even though I didn't have any breakfast, so it wouldn't matter anyway. So I'm probably gonna go tonight instead after class, after 8:15, because yeah, that's a thing. Still stupid, by the way. Anyway, so it turns out that I'm not gonna go to the gym this morning. Instead, I was focusing a lot on the group work, or rather on the sustainability report that we were supposed to read. Did I read it now? No, because a new episode of my series came out. Well, happy well, whoop do. What you gonna do? So I watched the series instead, and now I have an hour on me before I'm gonna go to school. And in that time, I'm going to send a couple of emails, read two reports, or two articles rather. It's not a report. I'm gonna read two articles, send a few emails, record this, upload it and edit it, and then go to school. So that's basically the plan today. Yeah, I know. It's fun, isn't it? No, but it's like, it's the worst planning ever, and all of this is because I didn't have breakfast. One can blame anything, right? And I have to just find something to blame. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about today, and which I thought was a super good segue because of the productive manner I usually have and just the busy one I had today, is the difference between being busy and being productive. Now, I know that some people see that these are intertwined, but you see a lot of people who are very busy but they don't do anything, and they are busy just because they never do anything. That's why they have so much things stacked up. And I know that this, yet again, might seem abstract for people. So being busy, in my opinion, or in this context, is just having lots of things to do. And why do you have lots of things to do? Well, it could be because you never do anything, so the things that you were supposed to do, they stack up. A great example for this was me during high school. We had like one or two assignments a week, but we had like on average. But the problem was that all of the deadlines were at the same time, but we were given the different homeworks at different points in time. So you could theoretically do one homework per week. Now, let's say that the homework was approximately writing one page. The only problem was that we had like, well, I don't even remember clearly, but let's say we had 8 subjects and we had a deadline, and you were in high school, you were around 17, 18, it just turns out that you never do it in the way that you're supposed to. So even though you're not very busy, if you do everything as you are supposed to do them, they all stack up and you become busy in the end. Now the difference between that and being productive, in my opinion, or rather in this little perspective, in this little video, is that if you are productive, you can have a lot of things. You can have lots of things to do, but you do them. So being productive, in my opinion, is working through the things that makes you busy. You see how they connect? So today I was very busy, but not very productive. If I were, I would have already been at the gym. Just to mention one of the things I was supposed to do this morning. So that's kind of the difference between being busy and being productive. Being busy, everything stacks up and you never do anything, but you're busy because of this phenomenon. And productive is that you can have lots of things stacking up because not stacking up, but you can have lots of things going on simultaneously, and you can be given lots of work because you are actually systematically working through it in a productive and nice manner, so that you're actually getting stuff done. Now, a great list of illustrating this point is checklists, because many people use checklists in the wrong way, so to say. Checklist is, in my opinion, a priority list. That's how I use them, and it's something that you should use in order to, increase your productivity. Work through it. You like, for instance, if you are like me and you sleep, like before I go to sleep, I usually make a checklist for the day after so that I can relax. Otherwise, I just lay in bed and think about what I'm supposed to do when I wake up, which is, debatable if that's mentally healthy or if that's a symptom of stress. But anyway, I make a checklist, and usually I act on that checklist like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do the next thing, and then I'm gonna do the third thing. The problem is that today, since this is why I'm talking about today, since it was such a nice live example, real life example, is that today I used the checklist as a memory list instead of a priority list. And that's the wrong way of going about it. And I know that there are many people who are making checklists, but they just use it as a memory list. They continuously watch it and they think, I'm gonna do that, or that's things that I want to do or have to do, but they never actually do it. And that's super bad, because if you do that, then the checklist gets the stigma of these are things I want to do, but I will never get done. They're just standing here so that I can remember them. And for instance, then today I was thinking about going to the gym. It was priority number one, so to say, or yeah, priority number one if it were a priority list. But unfortunately, it turned out to be a memory list today. So that meant that I reshuffled the priority, so to say, of the gym to be during the night. And now the problem with this is that it's all fine and dandy if you find out that, oh, I need to prioritize something else before the gym, for instance, in my example. The only problem with this is that if I say I'm going to do it after school, I might have already planned for something to do after school. And since I slept during the time I was supposed to go to the gym, that means that I didn't exchange those two things. That means that I will have more to do after school than I originally planned. Because that's also something that most people are commonly doing. They're thinking, oh, I didn't do something that I was supposed to do this morning. I might as well do it this afternoon instead, because I have the time. The only thing is that people think about, oh, I have, like, for instance, 6 hours tonight between when I quit work or quit school and when I'm supposed to go to sleep. The only problem is that you will probably already have planned in things to have in between here, but when you look at your schema or your schema, no, but when you look at your schedule, sorry, it's the French around here. They say schema instead of schedule. I hope you understand anyway. It's that you probably you don't see those things on your schedule. Anyway, so you like you over plan stuff to be there, which means that you will yet again be very busy. But since you haven't been productive, and you're probably not productive by nature, since you have planned it this way, you won't get through everything, and you will get overwhelmed, and that will be a very bad thing. Now, as I said, yet again going back to the productivity list, it's all fine and dandy that you reprioritize things, as long as you do them, and as long as you substitute the things on the list. So, for instance, if I say, going to the gym isn't as important as reading this one article. Then I'm supposed to actually read that article at the time I was thinking about going to the gym. Because if I just think, oh, the article is more important, so I'm gonna do that when I'm gonna do the article, and then I'm gonna go to the gym. That means that I'm gonna spend a lot of time doing something else when I was supposed to go to the gym, and now I have planned in more things during the day than there are hours for. And this is something that is commonly done, and I hear a lot of people talk about it. This is also one of the reasons, so to say, why a lot of people are having lots to do the last day before a deadline. For instance, my mate, he was writing to me yesterday and he was like, oh, how did you do this and how did you do that before the hand in? It was like an hour until the hand in, and I was like, dude, what do you mean, how did I do this? And he was like, yeah, it was some people in my group, they just send stuff in and it's not very great, I want to redo it, want to structure it. And I was like, dude, now you're really busy. If your group was productive, this wouldn't happen, probably, most likely. Even though the quality might still be varied and changed, but you would at least have worked through it before the deadline. And that's also about the priority list. What's the priority here? Is the quality priority? Like in my group, it isn't. The priority is getting done far before, like if the hand-in is on Monday, I would like to be done on Friday so that I can work through it and add to the quality on Saturday and Sunday. So the priority there is making a finished product or something that we can work with to make a finished product. Anyway, that's all I had time for today. I thought this was kind of well structured. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Yeah, that's the first time I've said that, I think. Have a nice day, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.